Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Mo, episode 13. I'm your host today, Tyrone. I'm joined by Mr. Producer Man to my left, Skyler.
How you guys doing today?
Sitting across from us is going to be Aiden. And then on production, actually, is going to be Israel, the man.
Yo,
brother.
how you guys doing?
Doing good. How you guys? That's a good question. How you guys doing, actually? How are you doing?
Amazing.
First time on here. How you feeling?
I'm glad to be on here with you boys finally. You know, I'm sitting back there. I see the viewers, and they're like, who is controlling production?
Yeah.
Now they get to see me. Now they get to hear me. It's great to be on. What about you, bro?
Hey, I'm Big Sean.
That's good.
Money shot time, baby.
Money
All
shot.
right.
Send us a video of the money shot if you're doing it. Cheers.
Cheers.
Shout out Israel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
I don't have mine.
Yeah.
Kind of tastes like honey.
Honey?
Yeah, a little bit.
Huh.
I miss my energy drink now.
Would you have water?
Yes. I was just like, this is so boring. I want my energy drink. I need energy.
Should have took a shot of the Purell back there.
Oh, yeah.
I
forgot
See how long we have to call until we call an ambulance.
EMT, yeah.
All right. So the first thing we're going to talk about today is something huge that I came across actually by accident on during this week. It's the Great Awakening map.
Okay.
You know, I just want to preface, right? This Great Awakening map, it is a lot. Okay, that's the best way I can put it. It's a lot.
Yeah.
But you have to go into it with an open mind. Any viewer, you guys, you have to go into it with an open mind. I know you guys have it, obviously, but any viewer, if you look at this with a closed mind that everything you hear is the truth, everything is reality, everything is real, you're gonna think this Great Awakening map is complete BS, right? So even if you don't want to believe anything in here, just go into it with an open mind, and maybe you'll laugh at some of it or find some of it interesting. I just want to give a little baseline. Actually, before I talk about the baseline here, I want to show the stream what the Great Awakening map looks like. So this is the Great Awakening map. This is a lot, okay?
Yeah.
This is a lot of stuff. So we'll go into some of it today, but I just want to give a baseline on where this map even came from, who made it, that sort of thing. It was made in 2019, okay, by a Buddhist. He lived in LA at the time. His name is Champ Parinya. I think that's how you pronounce his last name, okay? He's a Buddhist. Like I said, he lived in Los Angeles at the time. He said he woke up one morning with this vision of this entire map, and he was told what to do to draw it out.
Like a prophet?
Kind of, yeah. But he basically awoke with a vision of this Great Awakening that whatever higher power, and we'll get into that in a second, wanted him to draw this. Basically, what this map is. Also, I have a color-coded version of this, okay? Because there's a bunch of stuff around different parts of the map, right? So, like, there's Mars, the moon, secret space program. At the bottom, there's Earth. There's a ton of stuff here, okay? And it's very confusing, so I just decided to color-code it, so at least there's some sort of grouping, you know what I mean? So what really is important here is the top. This is what causes it all. It's called the Great Solar Flash right here.
That's kind of cool. I'm not going to lie.
So the Great Solar Flash, this is something that he said is going to happen between the years 2020 and 2030. He actually wrote down in 2019 that it's going to happen this year or next year. There's a lot to go over, okay? I'm going to try to take it one step at a time. There's a lot.
It's 2011 all over again.
Yeah, there's a lot.
You know.
But the difference here is it's not the apocalypse. What this Great Solar Flash is this is going to push our civilization from 3D, because we live in a three-dimensional space. This Great Solar Flash pushes us to 5D, basically unlocking different parts of us. It basically lets us live on a different dimensional plane, is what this Great Solar Flash is going to do.
Is there an actual, like, I don't mean to sound messed up. A better way to explain 5D, because 4D alone is extremely complicated and hard for humans in general to understand. So, like,
The
what
only
would
thing-
5D?
The only thing I would say is it unlocks our ability. It unlocks different abilities. I don't think there's any way for us to explain it because we don't know.
Yeah.
It's just in different planes of existence, you would have different abilities. Like, you can think about it from 2D to 3D, right?
Yeah.
2D,
Okay.
there's no shadows, there's, that sort of thing. Like, if you want to base it, think about it like video game. What happened video game from Mario jumping 2D to now 3D where there's extra planes to
Or
walk
full
on.
VR.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's space around you in 3D. 4D and 5D, we'd be able to, like, see, feel, just live on a different plane of existence. I don't think there's an explanation of it.
Is 5D like spiritual as well, unlocking that consciousness?
I'm assuming, yeah. And we'll get to that as well. There's a bunch of spiritual stuff on here because he's a Buddhist.
Right.
So,
We have one infinite creator,
Yeah.
right? God.
yeah. So this is what's interesting, right? This solar flare happens every basically 26,000 years. So it's bound to happen sometime soon. It's the consciousness renaissance. Ascension into the fifth dimension, Earth, age of the golden race.
The
basically.
golden race.
Um,
That just reminded me of Freeze. I'm sorry.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, God. No.
So listen. There's a lot to break down here.
Yeah.
Basically how it was explained on the videos I was watching. The sun is going to release this energy that intersects with Earth to elevate us, right? And then throughout the universe, there's different energy. Basically how it was explained is we revolve around the sun, right?
Right.
How it was explained is the sun is also revolving around something. So we're basically constantly moving through the universe. We're just moving. And we're now, this great solar flash is caused by us reaching a different part of the universe that has this energy in it.
So we're moving throughout space. And
We're
different
we're
energy
moving
layers.
throughout space
Right.
because the sun is, you could keep, breaking it down. If we're orbiting the sun is orbiting something. Our galaxy is orbiting something. The Milky Way is orbiting something. So it's like,
it's all big
you're basically
circles.
moving through space and time.
Right.
I
Right.
heard that our solar system is traveling through space into nowhere.
Yeah, because the thought is that space is always expanding. That's a whole nother.
That's
right.
That's a
Which is
whole nother
crazy to
thing, which is like
understand.
the universe is
That
infinite.
nothingness
We hit a
is
black hole.
expanding into
Listen,
more
It's
nothing.
always,
Like, yeah.
Anyways, basically his thought here. Basically, we're elevating to a higher plane of existence,
Okay.
one with an infinite creator, right? Basically, this guy, he's a Buddhist, but he said he doesn't know which religion is right, but he knows what is right is there's one infinite creator. Doesn't matter what religion you follow. He said they're all man-made to an extent. What
Yeah.
matters is there is an infinite creator. And all the religions say that to an extent. Most religions say that
Yeah.
if they didn't worship like objects like the Greeks did. Like here's, you're or worshiping the grass or something.
Yeah.
So
Cows.
basically it's escape samsara, okay? You're ending all suffering. You're escaping this reality and being rebirthed in this new dimension, basically. And it goes as far as ninth. There's 9 dimensions. 9, he calls them densities, right? Which kind of makes sense because if you're thinking about matter and stuff, density might be a better way to explain it than dimensions. You basically get the answers, or you never get the answers to how the universe was made. Regardless of your level, 3D, 5D, 6D, you never get the answers to the universe. It's always a secret. But you return to your source. That's what it's saying. Enlightenment. You are aware, you're end to suffering, and you become the one. Okay? There's a lot here. So if we scroll down here, let's scroll down. Actually, the best thing to explain is here, actually. This is the Great Awakening. We have to use our collective consciousness to manifest. This is the optimal timeline for Earth. The thought is 26,000 years ago, we made a mistake. And that's why we're here. We didn't elevate past 3D. We have to use our collective consciousness to evolve, or else we get put in the bad timeline like we are right now.
Again. Yeah.
Again. So we have to fight and use our collective consciousness to elevate.
Would it be as a society or
Yes,
individually?
as a society, because he's saying there's there's like different flaps, right? All these things are different flaps.
Right.
You as a human are only in charge of like one of them. Everyone has their own purpose that you have to lift the flap to reach this collective consciousness. What's interesting, this was written in 2019, but in every single book in our Prosperity Bible, it talks about these people from the 1800s that wrote these prosperity books talk about the one infinite, talk about a collective consciousness, a hive mind, a spiritual hive mind, which is crazy because it's like these dudes hundreds of years ago were talking about this.
It's still relevant today.
And it's still relevant. So there has to be some truth to it.
Yeah.
Right? In my opinion. So there's a lot to go over. I also want to preface the argument against everything in this map is that it's all fantasy. None of it actually exists. It's all far-right extremist. And that brings up a whole nother argument, which is anytime anyone thinks, they're automatically a far-right extremist. That makes no sense to me.
You can't have an opinion.
You can't you can't not even just have an opinion. You think anything is like wrong. And we'll get there, right? Certain stuff like, for example, in QAnon, this like let's say end the Fed, or Pizzagate, or like stuff like that, right? I'll zoom in further.
Pizzagate, yeah.
Like that sort of thing. Corporate. I can't even
wanna
say
know
that word.
Pizzagate is.
You know what that word means, though, right? It's like
Yeah.
corporates own everything.
Yep.
If you think any of this, Epstein Island, you're automatically a far-right extremist because you think outside the box. So I hate that.
Yeah.
But that's an issue outside of this. That's an issue outside of this, that anything that is outside the norm is automatically far-right extremist. I find that extremely stupid. You just got to think a little bit. Like, I don't think there's a problem with thinking. You don't have to be far-right to think.
Yeah.
That's dumb.
I mean, I think just labeling it something like that would just automatically, quote unquote, discredit it to people,
Yeah.
and it's just like, okay, now you don't got to think about it. So,
See, that's the thing.
that's
They
the
want to
issue.
label everything far-right extremist because that's what everyone does not want to be. No one wants to be an extremist.
Label as bad.
Yeah.
Trump
Exactly.
Yeah.
Trump.
is right there.
See, this was also written in 2019. Remember that. This was before Trump even got in
Presidency.
office.
Yeah. Wasn't it 2016?
Well, this was before the Trump outside of office stuff. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Right.
like the storming the Capitol and stuff like that. This was before it really went into that. Okay.
yeah.
So they push fake news, and then what really, let's say, really matters
Yeah.
is called far right.
Yeah.
But nobody talks about the far left or anything of their beliefs, and that actually, like Balenciaga, let's say,
Yeah.
the pedophile ring, the Pizzagate, everything. That's absurd to think about. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Oh,
That's-
yeah.
Oh, you can't think about that.
Okay, so that goes. We'll get there in a second with the pedophiles and stuff
Right.
because that's a whole part of this.
Hold on, time out. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah. No.
Because
Please ask.
I'm
Please ask.
I'm
This is
brain
beautiful
dead.
right
Because
there.
I'm hearing Pizzagate and I'm thinking, oh, food. I'm thinking Pizza Planet.
Oh,
But
we'll
what
bring
the,
that up right now.
what the
Well,
hell is
yeah, do you wanna
Pizzagate?
explain it?
Am I missing something here?
What high officials talk about usually to public media, they explain pizza. All right, there was a video. Somebody got an Oscar rewards and they handed them a pizza. What pizza means is it defines like what kind of kid the pedophiles are into. Different like toppings, different like cultures of children that these high elites, celebrities define as food toppings, Pizzagate, all these situations, and they. So this is far. This
That
is far
just
right.
ruined pizza for me.
They also
I'm thinking
use
Pizza Planet,
Right.
dude.
They also use
Toy
pizza
Story, yeah.
delivery to get people into certain places.
Right.
Like if, like let's say, you order pizza to the White House. You're just getting the people into the White House under a pizza delivery guise, kind of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That way, people that aren't supposed to be in the White House get in, type thing.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And have secret meeting or like meetings to like push agendas and stuff. Anyways.
They probably have a whole spot.
That brings up a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
I am not versed in any of this.
Yeah.
Like literally 5% of this I understand. So there's a bunch of stuff on here that I have no idea what it says. If you're more versed in conspiracy theories and stuff,
Yeah.
in the comments wherever you're watching this, please let us know about some of the stuff on here. I know some of it, but some of it is just like so out there for me. So now let's get into
They have CERN down there. Wow,
yeah.
incredible.
So let's get into what all this means. So if we're looking, this is Earth. This is all the stuff that is happening on Earth right now, or basically how this guy explained it. Earth, everything in this Earth is fighting each other, used to push agendas, used to cover up. Like, these are all the events happening on Earth, right? And then certain things here will relate, and that's where these arrows come in, will relate to other things, right? So in Earth, we have QAnon. This is really what made this whole thing get pushed into the far right extremist thing, because QAnon is like a lot of conspiracy theory groups and stuff, and I think it's its own group as well. So it's like a lot of people look at QAnon and just say far right, which is true to an extent. A lot of QAnon is far right, but just because it says this on this doesn't mean all of the rest of it is wrong.
Yeah.
Right? So within Earth, we'll get into some of it here. QAnon, Antarctica, Inner Earth Civilizations, the Vatican, and then Rainbow Body Extension.
Draco,
Ascension.
Nazi
That goes up here.
reptilians. Yeah.
Before we dive into Earth, I just want to also just show the rest of the map just so everyone has kind of a clear view of what's happening. So our thought, just as an overview, we start on Earth here. With the Ascension, we start doing things on the moon. These things some of them are already happening on the moon. We can get there. Stuff like the dark side of the moon has been populated by humans since the 1930s. There's reptilians on the moon. There's Nazi breakaway groups. And what's important on the moon is this ancient builder race. Okay? As we keep scrolling up, we have the secret space program, which has already been in effect, basically. Mars, we'll get here in a second. We'll go back to the Galactic Federation and the ancient builder race. Mars, Venus, Saturn, this dark fleet, artificial intelligence, the sun, rainbow body, which is just Buddhism, like peak Buddhism, basically. So basically, the thought, why I want to share this part right here specifically, ancient builder race and Galactic Federation. The thought is when Earth evolves to 5D, there's this Galactic Federation that has been watching us. The reason they haven't intervened is because they operate on free will. They operate on the law of non-interference. So if we don't evolve or don't ascend, they don't care. Like they'll let us do it. But if we do ascend to this fifth plane, they'll come down and help us. They'll basically help us ascend.
Let's ascend.
This Galactic Federation is the blue avians, golden triangle head beans. This is what I'm saying where I don't understand.
These are some crazy words.
Blue orbs and blue spheres.
Yeah.
These are the guardians of the universe, and they will help us ascend when we get there. They are 6D beings. They're already way ahead of us, theoretically.
Right.
And they operate, under the one infinite creator. They operate under him.
Is that right?
Or them. Not him, I guess. And basically, they're the ancient builder race. So before we dive into everything here, this is why it's important to go over this before we go over the Earth. This ancient builder race is 2 billion years old of guardians, blue avians specifically. And the ruins of the ancient builder race civilization scattered across the solar system. That's us, theoretically. So that's why this is important. They have a bunch of technology that is shown throughout this entire map. But we're not going to focus on that today because it is way too much.
That's a lot, yeah.
It's a lot to focus on. So we're going to start on Earth, and I'm just going to pick out some of my favorite if you guys want to read as well. I want to read some of this stuff to you guys because we've already talked about it on the show.
Okay.
Where was it?
I see the inner.
Well, we have crypto here.
Okay.
Crypto, basically, the one world government, crypto is going to be the one world, one government, a currency, basically. This is where this map goes a lot into conspiracy theories as well. Like, crypto is here because, funny enough, the people that study this map say the crypto that they're talking about here is XRP. Which is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Which is crazy, right? Where was it? MK Ultra is here. What's some of the other Freemasons?
Project Paperclip.
The Cabal Deep State. Okay, so we went way up. There's let's dive into deeper here. So basically, in this circle is all the stuff that QAnon believes in. You know what I mean? Like I like to think of this as kind of a Venn diagram almost.
What they're doing.
So it's like, this is all the main stuff. But then right outside the circle is stuff that is kind of involved in QAnon, closely related to QAnon, but also out of it, in the sense of it's the entire Earth. So like QAnon has all the specific stuff, like 4chan and 8chan, that sort of thing. But QAnon also believes in the dark web. But QAnon isn't the only ones that believe in the dark web, right? Or not believe in the dark web. The dark web does exist, but deeper than we think. The other thing that is crazy. That's crazy.
Staged mass shootings.
There
was a shooting recently in Texas, actually. It was young, I showed my brother. It was a young teenage male. What is their target audience, or what is their targets when they usually go for shooters? Young males.
Yeah.
It did it years before, and it was all over the news to distract you, right? And there was another one that recently happened, I think it was 2 or 3 days ago, that 2 people were dead, I think, and 3 injured.
That was Michigan State, wasn't it? Michigan State University.
Was it recent?
Yeah, it happened earlier this week.
I think so.
Yeah, that was rest in peace.
Yeah.
Though they took 3.5 hours to find this man on this campus, by the way.
Supposedly,
3.5 hours. I was listening to the police scanners because you can listen to them now. So you can like load up websites, and there's websites that you can listen to different police scanners. So like people were sending links out, and I was like, I'll listen.
They can't find this.
It's
guy.
terrifying.
Yeah.
It's absolutely terrifying to listen to these police scanners. But he was hiding on this campus for 3.5 hours. The entire city's police department. Anyways.
Was there,
yeah. Anyways. So there's a bunch of stuff that's happening on Earth, right? Stuff like all this sort of thing, Epstein Island, blackmail, the Rothschilds, pedophiles, that sort of thing. What's important here is save the children. That's important.
That is.
Because that's, at the end of the day, I think most people on Earth's goals. Like normal humans, your goal is to save the children. That's a mission, right? That's important.
I heard to brainwash a society, it takes 15 years.
Yeah, and we're there.
Yeah.
The internet's been alive for what, 20? So then now we get into stuff, like the Giza complex. That's what the pyramids. Like that specifically is stuff like with the pyramids, how it's a portal to other dimensions because of their specific placement.
Between the stars.
Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind.
Here's the Fifth Kind.
Yeah, that's a movie. We get into here a bunch of movies and books that talk about this, that are whistleblowers, basically. So then we get into Antarctica.
Crash landed 55.
Yeah, there's a bunch of crazy shit. Okay, so I'll leave it here. There's a bunch of shit, like if you go on Google Earth and go to Antarctica, you can see pyramids. There's certain mountains that look very similar to pyramids. People say, oh, it's just mountains, but they look a lot like pyramids.
And Antarctica is a big...
You can do your own research for all of this. I'm not telling you what or not to do. So basically, these elongated skull giants crash landed. I believe they're called pre-Adamites because that's before the human race. Because Adam and Eve. I think that's why they're called that.
Adamites.
Yeah, so I think that's why the name is that, if I had to assume. I didn't look into that, but I'm just going to use context.
Does it talk about the firmament? I'm not sure.
We can get there. I'm sure you'll see in a second. Yeah. But basically, the whole thing is that there's spaceships here, there's advanced technology here, and there's remnants of the ancient builder race. That's why I wanted to go over it. In Antarctica, they think there's ancient builder race stuff.
So they were here already.
Exactly. Because we're just a break off of them. Because the ruins of their civilization got broken apart. That's what they were saying up
We
there.
have some in Mexico, some
Yeah.
all over the world.
Yeah.
Pyramids.
Exactly. So here there's underground bases with a Nazi breakaway group. See, there's a bunch of stuff here. I'm not saying I believe any of this.
Yeah.
Not saying I, don't believe it. I don't know.
Hollywood?
But it's mind-boggling.
I don't know. It's just like Nazi breakaway group. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, here. Let's see. What else should we go over? Please pause the video if you want, because if you're watching this and just like look at this if you want to and like research certain things, because there's just Earth alone here. We could spend 12 hours going over the stuff here. I mean, there's so much to it, and we'll get to why all this matters in a second.
ADHD.
What's interesting here is this. Lightworkers, starseeds, wanderers, and indigos. These are the awakened ones. These are the people. You could be one if you open your mind, because you could be the first wave of lightworkers, and then you ascend to the next, like you ascend further. Now you're a starseed. So what's interesting is in the videos I was watching about this and like the groups online that talk about this map specifically, they all call themselves lightworkers because they're all awakened.
Interesting.
And people that are awakened raise Earth's vibration. I don't know. Interesting. So then they say there's a Hitler hideout in Argentina. That's crazy. I want to get demonetized for saying
we
that.
all need to, like, as a society, we need to elevate in order for us to go to this like next dimension or something like that. Like, right?
But a society's grasp of the whole unit.
Yeah, like estimate, like how many would that be considered? Like, because I'm assuming it doesn't mean every single person on Earth.
No, because you can get left behind.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Like people.
That's the rapture.
Theoretically,
That's the rapture. Yeah.
That's the rapture.
Oh, no,
that's the rapture. Hold on.
Where was that? Here.
So the rapture is just you didn't awaken with everybody
What you just said is very important. I forgot to go over that.
Oh shoot.
So you didn't awaken.
Which could be kind of crazy.
You're stuck in that loop.
Holy.
Every single religion has that thing.
Yeah.
Christianity is the rapture.
Yeah. Huh.
So
but every religion has that. Every religion has that.
I mean, but to my knowledge, it doesn't concretely say the rapture in the Bible either, though. To my knowledge,
probably not. Yeah, probably not.
To my knowledge, it doesn't say.
My thought is just it's.
I'm assuming people just put one and two together.
See, I don't think. Well, that's the thing. All of this. That's why this is crazy, because it's like none of this makes any sense because you have no idea.
Yeah.
It could just be you. You get transported to this new dimension, like, and you don't even know. Or does everyone know? Do certain people get left behind? Do people? No one knows because we've never been through this. No one knows. See, that's what's crazy about this, and that's why I think it's important whether or not you believe it or you want to believe it. You just come in with an open mind.
Yeah.
Because none of this makes sense. That's what's fun about it. None of this makes sense. That is the glory of it.
It could make sense.
That's what I'm saying. That's the glory of it. You don't know if it makes sense.
I don't know if I could say this or not, but I'm gonna say it. People who see people like schizo people aren't actually crazy. They just awaken and we can't see the other people on the other plane.
Well, yeah, that goes in the whole thing where LSD helped schizo people in London, and then the dude got killed. But then, like, there's certain things over here. This is where it kind of gets interesting, is the Vatican.
Yeah.
The guy I was watching said this is important because the Vatican is seen as this holy site.
Right.
When it's really not.
Yeah.
There's organ harvesting. They own the currencies. There's pedophilia.
Reptilians.
Global child trafficking, stuff like that happens in this Vatican area, like underneath the Vatican. You know what I mean?
Freemasons.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So there's a lot of conspiracy theory stuff around this. There's stuff, let's go into, fairies, mermaids, Sasquatch, giants. These are all things that are happening on Earth, conspiracy theories, true or not, that we are experiencing right now.
So everything's here.
Because this is basically the thing is this is a timeline. We want to ascend. So in the timeline right now, this is what's happening on Earth. That's what's important. Or theoretically what's happening. whether or not all of it's happening. This is what people think are happening.
Yeah.
You know, Facebook, CNN, Google, Amazon owning everything. Area 51. Like, these are stuff that is happening. And then this is this. Inner Earth civilization. There's a bunch of inner Earth civilizations you can go into. Like, there's 4D and 5D beings living already in Earth that will help us ascend. There's Nordics,
Giants.
UFOs, the Nazi reptilians. You know, there's a bunch of crazy...
Wow.
The Anshar, which are the 4D humans from our future, live in the inner Earth. There's crazy stuff that happens with...
This is interesting, actually.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. And I'm sure if you actually looked into each of these things, right, like the Philadelphia experiment and the stasis giants, you know what I mean? If you would actually look into that on your side, then you would probably find a lot more out about this map as well, because
individually, like,
yeah, because
going through one by one.
Yeah,
Which is, I don't know if you can even get through all this in one lifetime.
oh yeah, no,
Like,
there's so much,
holy-
there's so much. Yeah, so basically the goal. What time is it? So yeah, basically what this is saying
We
is.
can talk about this all day.
I know, that's what I'm
You
saying.
know.
I'm like, okay, let's. How much time have I spent on this? So yeah, there's a bunch of stuff. I think is the most important out of this entire thing. Anything happening on Earth is this corner right here. I want to go over this real quick. Scroll. God damn it. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Okay. Meditation.
That's exactly what I thought you were talking about. Okay.
Because this meditation, there's an arrow, and we'll follow it all the way up. What are the stuff around meditation? The law of karma, DMT, psychic, raising your vibration. These are all things involved in meditation.
Yeah.
So let's follow this arrow. I'm following this line all the way up, by the way. This is how we get to the rainbow body. This dude's Buddhist, so of course he's going to say this.
Right.
Yeah.
But this rainbow body is theoretically how we ascend. So you get telekinesis, fly, levitation, forgiveness, you get compassion, service to telekinesis, like that sort of thing, right? So you want to reach this rainbow body, and that is, the rainbow body is when you're taking in all light and you get all energy, that sort of thing. Yep, and then where'd you see that? Where'd you see that, Israel?
Oh no, I'm just saying.
Oh, okay. I found it.
I would say
The third.
I found
Yeah.
it.
It's right there.
It's right here, yeah.
Yeah.
I saw it somewhere. I thought that was up there, but I remember it was down here. So,
You have chakras.
yeah, chakras. Like, so these are all
So
things that we
spiritual
know
light.
about. Around, see, that's the thing. Around Earth, it's all stuff we know about. Because these are all things happening on Earth. As you get higher, this is where crazy stuff starts, like, starts existing. Like, for example, we can go over this in another episode, but, like, the Dark Fleet.
Reminds me of Star
Similar
Wars.
to Empire and
Yeah.
Star Wars,
Yep,
one
there
step
it is.
ahead. Like, these are people, these are not servants to the one creator. These are
Okay.
negative beings that
Join
exist,
the dark
that
side.
exist in the solar system, basically. Crazy stuff. Absolutely insane stuff.
Jeez.
I recommend looking into this if you haven't. Just looking at it, going deeper into it if that's something that interests you.
You're gonna go insane.
Yeah, oh, 100%. That's why I think you go in with an open mind, take it as seriously as you want.
Yeah.
You don't have to take it seriously at all.
Because this is crazy. Like, this is a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is
it's a lot.
interesting. It's actually it's
I find
partially
it very
scary,
interesting,
but
yeah.
it's also like this is. It makes you start thinking of different things.
We're
Like,
gonna be on some watch
your
list
own-
now, all four of us.
So, yeah, exactly. So the whole thing, the whole reason I thought it was interesting is the people I was watching talk about this, the very few people there were discussing that you can tell we're going through an awakening because there's more people waking up.
Speaking, yeah.
yeah.
And I thought that was interesting because something that I've heard before was that you can't try to wake everyone up. You have to let people wake up themselves.
Yeah.
And more people say that. So if a lot of people start saying that, we're all waking up. So that's proof that we're waking up as a society. And I think that's very interesting to think about.
Yeah.
That's also very optimistic. Let's be honest.
Let's say everybody's waking up.
Because we know how society is.
It said next year or in 2 years?
It said 2023 or 2024. But there's a lot of separate thought on that as well. Some people say it's going to happen until 2030. Some people say there isn't going to be one great solar flash. Some people have been saying it's been happening. And there's going to be a bunch of solar flashes throughout this decade, basically, that would wake everyone up. So it's already been happening. Other people say it's going to be one huge one. I don't know. That's the thing. No one knows anything. So, very interesting
The more
stuff.
you know, the more you don't know.
Exactly.
Actually,
more questions. Literally questions. I'm like, I don't know.
Goes back to our earlier episodes. The more questions you ask, the more you won't know anything.
Yeah. I just found that Great Awakening map.
Where'd you even find that at, man? That's something crazy.
It really is.
Just
Okay.
search up Great Awakening.
Yeah,
and
you're
find that.
telling, dude, this is why, like, you know, everything happens for a reason. I'm literally scrolling on Twitter. I come across a stupid thread about something. Come across a stupid thread. And it's just this dude. His finger is pointed at corporatocracy or whatever, however you pronounce it. It's just, the tweet was kind of about that. And then in the comments, it's just this dude with his finger on it, right? I'm like, and the picture was basically just this little bit.
But you're missing this whole.
But I'm like, what the hell is he looking at? So I started looking up like the key words there, like corporatocracy, underground sex trafficking tunnels, like just trying to find. And then I ended up finding, because, you know, there's a website that has all these as a key word, finding the map.
You found the
I just found the map because I just saw this little corner of it, just this dude pointing at it, just saying this is what's happening. I was like, what the hell is he pointing at? Like, where is this from? I was like, because you just see all the stuff around it.
Yeah.
So that's what, bro, I was like, oh, this is meant to be that we talk about this today. Because I was like, I randomly found that. Randomly just clicked on a Twitter thread and it's there. 0 likes, nothing. It was just there. I was like, okay, we talk about it then.
We talk about it. Yeah,
The Galactic Federation.
Everything does happen.
Isn't that in Star Wars?
Did it? Wait, hold on. Did it?
Yes.
Technically,
Kind of,
something like
nothing.
this already, like the Galactic. That's the thing I want to talk about. The Galactic Federation. Didn't when somebody from one of the countries or whatever said that we've been in contact with aliens? Didn't they
Israel.
mention something about?
Israel said it. We've been
Yeah.
in contact with alien civilizations.
Didn't they mention something about like a Galactic Federation
Yeah.
or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And this map was made long before he said that.
Yeah.
2019.
But again, that dude could just be smoking a bunch of pot. I don't know.
Fair.
You know, I don't know if I believe all of it. To me, there's certain things that are happening in the world that are undeniable and people still deny them. So my view is way different than someone else's. Because there's certain things that is happening in the world today where it's clear as day what's happening and people just deny it.
They just ignore it.
Because they're not awakened, they don't choose to see it. I think there is a level too. You have to be willing to see it for it to exist.
Did you see the who was it, Rihanna at the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Did you see people are saying ritual on what she was doing? How she was wearing the red and how all celebrities were wearing red this year.
Yeah.
And they're saying
Sam Smith.
right. And underneath the Super Bowl, because people are giving their energy, paying attention to the Super Bowl. You know how they used to, when the gladiators used to fight, there used to be big arenas filled with people giving energy, and the people were wearing white, right?
Yeah, around.
And they were dancing right here, and they were saying that there was a ritual happening underneath the stadium and giving energy to a sacrifice or whatever. But
Interesting.
you could go so far down with this. With celebrities are
Yeah.
all Illuminatis.
Yeah, see, the other thing was like there's that conspiracy theory, but then there's the other side where Rihanna was just paying homage to Kanye because Kanye wore the all red in one of his concerts, and then she played a bunch of Kanye songs. The conspiracy theory there is some people were getting mad because they're like, oh, Rihanna's just supporting, that means she believes what Kanye said, you know? So it's like there's multiple conspiracy
There
theories.
could be a side of like
I
making
think,
fun of him.
you know, anytime there's celebrity, here's the thing that I have an issue with celebrities like that playing a bigger role. I think you're giving too much credit to celebrities. I don't think they actually, most of them, I don't think they know anything. You're giving them too much credit just because they have money. You know what I mean?
I mean, they're just puppets at the end of the day. They're just
Yeah.
infinite figures that people or a group of society that looks up to these figures and think, oh, they're higher power. And that's why they glorify them as gods.
It's just a face to get mad at or to worship. You know what I mean? But it's like, yeah, I think sometimes these people are like, oh, he's a devil worshiper. Oh, he's involved in the Illuminati. You act like the Illuminati is just letting anyone in with money.
No.
You know what I mean? If the Illuminati does exist, you think they're just letting this new celebrity in? Are you
Jay-Z.
crazy?
Jay-Z, if you're...
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, Jay-Z's been around long enough, but I don't even know if you would say like he's involved, because it's like then you're giving too much credit to these people, because you're also forcing them to be acting all the time, and then you're giving them way too much credit that they're really good actors.
What?
You know what I mean?
Right.
I apply that same logic to like the whole conspiracy that the NFL or like sports leagues are rigged so that casinos make your money. You're giving these people way too much credit that they're good actors and can shut their mouth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you can apply that exact same thing with big
You
celebrities.
gotta pay off everybody.
You are giving them so much credit that they can keep their mouth shut, that they can be great actors. I don't know.
I mean, because at the end of the day, let's be honest. Like, yeah, most celebrities probably don't even think about, for example, what she was wearing. She probably didn't even think twice about it. Whoever styles her outfits or whatever, just say, hey, this is the outfit you're wearing today type beat.
Who knows?
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
because
I mean, symbolism is heavy. Symbolism is everywhere. Everything that, how I see it is, maybe we don't give credit to the celebrity, but maybe we see it as they're incorporated in such sort of symbolism that people don't notice it and people glorify them as well still. Not knowing what they're symbolizing, but they do know what they're symbolizing. Wearing the red with the white.
Yeah.
Playing Kanye songs. Kanye's far gone. Kanye is out there now.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's no longer on social media. He's no longer... I mean, he's controlled now, basically. I can say this because... Where is he? Where is he now?
I don't know, because he was saying he's going to go out to his private island and just relax.
Supposedly.
So, I don't know. I don't think he's controlled, because I don't think Kanye can be controlled. If he was going to be controlled, they would have done it a long time ago when he was saying George Bush hates black people, like on live TV. Like they would have shut him down a long time ago if he was one of the people that could be shut down. Keep in mind as well.
What's your opinions about George Bush?
I have none.
Also, keep in mind he has thousands of acres up in Wyoming with no cell service.
True.
He could just be up there. Who knows? He literally owns this up here and wanted to create his own city up there. So, I don't know.
I'm gonna buy the earth. How much does the earth cost?
Kanye could do it, bro.
Man.
Shit. But yeah, no, I don't. I think you give credit to people give too much credit to these celebrities.
Yeah.
It's the people you don't have a face to that you have to be worried about. It's not the people in public.
Right.
Because the people that are important are never in public.
We
you
have
will
that
never see them.
Secret society.
Yeah, you will never see those people because the people in charge, you'll never know. There's 7 owners of BlackRock. We know one of them. That's all you need to know. There is one man that we know is the owner of BlackRock, but there's 6 others involved, and you have no idea who they are.
I don't know why they just reminded me. I don't remember where I heard this from, but somebody was talking like the richest families in the world or whatever, and of them we know one of them, and only that one family, and they went bankrupt. Like they lost all their money. It's because they know about them.
Yeah.
But the other ones who nobody has a clue who they are.
I was talking to my brother
the
other day, and he was talking about how the richest families, it's a flex to not be on that billionaire or trillionaire list. How, the top families are the families that have no recognition, that have the most power, the most influence.
Well, because who do you think owns the lists? Them.
The same people.
Who do you think owns the list that they're making? These people own the lists. Like BlackRock or Vanguard,
families,
right? They own everything.
Which would then bring up a question: how do you now become a billionaire when not on that list? Like, there's no way now.
You can't.
You're now on, all because they own like however many families it is or whatever that owns that list that puts everybody out there on blast. You can't go up there. They started that way too. Like you had to be in there when they first started this, John, dude.
I mean,
you way too late.
There's always a come up of rich families that are gonna be here. I mean, they're gonna stay in power, of course, but there's gonna be also a new generation of power that comes in within that, and either the families go bankrupt or they keep the policies within that family. They keep them stable, have that current currency and that power that stays forever. Like the Roosevelts, they do that cult shit. I don't know if you guys seen that, the party that they wear the animalistic or the face. It's symbolism. It had the deflowering the virgin. It has all these symbolism, and there's future generations of millionaires. There's future, like right now, the perfect time to become rich is right now. We won't have this chance again. We won't have it this easy to make money. Crypto, that's one, but there's other sources of ways to make income right now. But like you can't get on that list. I mean, if you're a billionaire, you have that status, you have that power, and you have that influence to control, let's say, a city. If you're a billionaire.
Yeah, and I think you really. Yeah. I want to get into the motivation a little bit, but I want to connect it here to the conspiracy stuff. Did you see what they're doing in Canada?
No.
So have you heard about the stuff happening with Jordan Peterson?
No, bro.
They've been attacking him, bro.
He's getting sued by the clinical psychiatry board in Canada and stuff because he went against their opinions. So he's getting sued for all this. There's deeper with Canada right now.
Okay.
It's been happening for years, but I don't know how we haven't heard about it. There are protesters going against the word of freedom. They are saying, these protesters now are saying freedom is bad. Well, the protesters are saying freedom is good, sorry. The states and the government up there is saying freedom is bad. So they're trying to nail freedom. Yeah, they froze a bunch of people's bank accounts that are involved in these protests. They're doing that's some actual deep state stuff where the government freezes your bank account because you're protesting.
That's full control.
That's crazy.
They have control.
Keep in mind, Canada does not have the First Amendment.
No.
But they also follow our lead on most things. Right. They're not anymore. So basically, these protesters are going against Canada because Canada is trying to get rid of the word freedom. They're using freedom as a bad term. These Canadian news outlets are saying freedom is a far-right extremist term. There we are again.
We go back to it.
So I want to connect this. I want to connect this to getting rich. You have to stay on your grind, and you have to just find your way in the world to make money, because you can't get involved in all this stuff. You can't.
Of course.
Because you will be taken out if you are too early. You have to just stay on your path, that sort of thing. Yeah, that Canada stuff's crazy. They're trying to get rid of the word freedom. That is also in 1984. The slogan to 1984 is freedom is slavery. So we are now in 1984 up in Canada, which is crazy.
Welcome to 2023, boys.
Yeah.
How crazy can we get?
But it's the same concepts. They're going to keep on ruining our generations for years on. Yeah. And in 15 years, we're going to see who truly prospers and who truly becomes the actual generation that are willing to put in that work. Whoever's putting in this work right now, whoever's grinding, congratulations to you. See you in 15 years.
Yeah.
You're going to be rich. You're going to be set off. But most importantly, you're going to be taking care of your family. And this is the whole reason why you badly want to get rich now, because you want to make sure your family, your generations are not in this slavery, are not controlled. The social media where we're going is shorting our attention span, is shorting our communication skills, is shorting everything that we need that are essential for human communication. All right, you guys need to stay aware, stay on your feet, and be conscious of what you're doing every day and the decisions that you are making today, because tomorrow there's consequence.
Yeah,
just something.
I saw this. True. Okay, so I saw this comment on one of the posts we made, right?
Yeah.
The one about make your own luck, and I said it would take years to get rich, and you have to just keep working at it because you have to open yourself up to the opportunity to get rich.
Right.
Or make money or start a business because you get lucky. A commenter said he doesn't like that way of thinking because he thinks that makes people stay in their ways. You just keep trying the same thing over and over. And I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, that is true. When people are telling you to keep trying at it, that doesn't mean you don't improve what you're trying to do. Like if you're starting clothing, for example, like me and you both do.
Right.
You just keep trying the same clothing over and over because you're going to get lucky. No, you want to keep improving, but you have to keep working to get lucky. And I think that's important.
Yeah.
I think I was on production that day, and as you were saying that, it doesn't take years. I mean, well, to get the mentality of wealthy, it does take years to develop that certain mindset of being rich. But I think I agree with the viewer on this one. The viewer was right, because if the people stay stagnant or the same mentality on whatever they're trying to run, let's say they try to run a marketing business and they get no leads, they run no generation, no marketing, because they're a marketing agency. They need people to market to actually get money.
Yeah.
So they don't put in that work. They get discouraged because they stay the same, and they end up failing, and they're like, oh well, on to the next thing.
Yeah.
But it takes the actual dedication and courage to actually develop these skills and actually put in the actual grind. People say that they're going to start grinding.
Yeah.
But what is their grinding? Waking up, 2 hours of work, not even 2 hours of work, 30 minutes because their attention span is all messed up.
Yeah.
It's not going to work. Of course you're not going to get rich.
Yeah. I think my important part about that getting lucky thing was you want to stick with your ideal, like your idea, right? You don't want to just like screw off your idea because it doesn't work within the first like 2 months.
Yeah.
You want to stick with an idea, but that doesn't mean you stick with the same cycle.
You change.
Yeah, you have to evolve and keep trying new things, right?
Right.
Like, I think that's what I meant. You don't want to, like, if you're starting a business, you start it, you have no marketing, you have no outlet, you have maybe one product.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean you keep trying to push that one product with no marketing for years and you get lucky. What I meant was you stick with that idea, you stick with that business, but you keep evolving the business itself to get lucky.
Yeah.
You have to keep evolving in this world. You can't just stay stagnant.
Yeah, people have that concept of like, oh, I need so much equity to make a business actually fluctuate. Yeah. But in reality, all you need is a good team. Not even needing a good team. All you need is yourself to actually put the decisions down. And you don't need 10K to start a business. You can start a business essentially free. You can create a website. Yeah. Put it demand. You need to have demand before anything. Demand is where it takes you to point A to point B, and then point B to point C. It leads you getting the money first, getting the actual, how I did it with my clothing brand is I built the website, zero money. I put pictures on the screen, zero money, and I charged them $75, $80 money. Yeah. Boom, now I have money. Now I have money for marketing. Now I have money to increase my website. Now I have money to go fuck off if I wanted to.
Yeah.
You know, it takes a certain amount of discipline to actually understand the concept of money, because people think that, oh, I need money to make money. You don't need money. You need a fucking laptop. You need a plan. You need a goal. You set those plans, you set those goals, and then you go get it. Yeah. And if it fails, good job. You tried. At least you tried. At least you tried to actually go get something, and now you can start something new. Or now you can stay with the same thing, but educate yourself in that subject that you know you have enough concept. And now that you have enough education about what you're going into, you can prosper.
Yeah. I think it's also important to say there, right? You don't need money to start up. But then once you get your money, you have to recycle the money into the business.
Right. Yeah.
You have to spend the money to make more money. Mm-hmm. You can't just, like if you start a clothing business and you get, let's say, 7 sales in that first week. You can't just sit back there and be like, oh, I'm gonna let the 7
I'm a billionaire.
I'm gonna let the 7 sales happen next week.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you got to put those 7 sales into marketing for the next week, or else you will not make the sales again. Of course, there is a level to that where eventually you'll be able to start taking the money, right?
Yeah.
You start, I'm going to isolate 60% to the business and I'm going to take 40 or something like that, right?
Yeah.
But you have to start by putting all the money back into the product. You cannot take any profits because you will stay stagnant until you have external factors funding you. Like once you're big enough where people are posting your shirt on social media,
or wearing it, just
now you don't need to spend as much marketing necessarily. Now you can take some of the money.
And people have this concept of thinking, oh, I'm gonna start this business, and then when they make a little bit of money, they start to spend it on, well, defluctuating items. Let's say like they buy a Rollie. What is that gonna bring you? Yeah, it's gonna bring you, you're gonna have a nice Rollie, yes, but now your business is fucked. Yeah. Now you don't have money. Let's say you did make 7 sales. That's in my clothing brand. That's $700 in 7 shirts bought, or 7 sweaters. Yeah, $700. I put $600 to marketing, and boom, now you get more traffic coming into your business. Now you get more people, increasing conversion rates, click rates, all this bullshit that you need to deal with business. And now you actually have, once you get actually people buying every day, maybe then you can use money for that business. And it doesn't go for clothing brand. It goes for every single, let's say the marketing agency, it took off. You have clients, you have leads. Let's say you have 5 clients a month times 12. you're on your way to six figures. People think making money is hard. It's not making money that's hard. It's keeping the money. Keeping the money is extremely difficult because you're so tempted to buy the newest car, the newest item, because social media influences to make us, purchase these expensive
All these things that
items.
don't actually matter.
We don't need them. I mean, but hey, once I'm start pushing 6-7 figures, I'm gonna buy these cool things because me personally, I want to enjoy it. I worked for it, but I'm not saying that I'm gonna have just one business giving money. I'm gonna have these multiple streams of income that then you can go spend.
Yeah. But I also think I think you'll agree with this, and I want your input too. Once you get that money, right, you'll no longer want necessarily these desires that we have when we're in this position. Like, let's say you hit 7 figures. What do you want right now? Like, if you were to have 7 figures, what would be a luxury item you buy?
A luxury item.
Would you buy a car? Would you buy a watch? What would you do?
A nice tailored suit.
Okay, so you buy a really nice suit, right?
Yeah.
But then once you get there, you'll probably not even want that. What you'll actually want to go do is travel. You want to do things that aren't materialistic when you hit that money. Yeah. Because once you're out of the realm of everything being materialistic, that's when you actually gain wealth.
Yeah.
Not only mentally but physically. Because that material is what keeps you down. That's like that social media. Social media pushes you there because that's what looks cool. But once you actually are rich, you don't want that stuff anymore because you don't care about what some dude on the internet thinks, right? You actually want the cool things, which is going to see the world,
but
see new cultures.
There's also, not to cut you off there.
Oh, you're good.
There's also a deeper level to the dependency of wealth because there's wealth. Yes, you get rich. Yes, you want to travel places. Yes, you want to go see cool, nice places. But then after you visited every place that you wanted to, after you saw everything that you wanted to, what next? Power. You want power. Yep. You want to influence a group of people. And that's all rich people do. I mean, the really wealthy people, what do they have the most that even money doesn't matter? Power.
Yeah.
They have influence. They can control a society. They can control us. And I actually own this company named Rare Soul Society. I named it Rare Soul Society because I think that there's high individuals in this world that actually are young entrepreneurial. Is that how you say it? Young entrepreneurs. There's young men out there that are actually working, grinding every day, and they're actually putting in the work, who are actually establishing themselves as men, meeting these fine other, like a group of men just like us in a room, sitting down, talking about business, talking about let's make 6 figures, let's make 7 figures. How can we blow up this business? How can we do this, that? And I think once the traveling gets done, once you're done with all of that, you want power. You want you want to be comfortable. You want to make sure that I have quote unquote power over these people. I have influence enough that money is no problem to me. I can make fucking 6-7 billion right here. It doesn't matter no more.
See, sorry, this is kind of just going back to a little bit. I think the reason why we want those materialistic things is literally just because that's what society makes you think, okay, that's what rich people do is get all these stuff, right?
Yeah.
But there's also something, like you guys keep saying, y'all go back and forth between saying rich and then wealthy, right? I think, personally, this is the way I think, and I think it's important to make a big distinction between the two of them.
I agree.
Rich, it's like rich, yeah, you have money, yeah, it's probably more so the people that be blowing their money on watches, houses, cars, all this other BS that doesn't really matter, right? Well, houses, that's whatever. But the way I'll break it down like this. The wealthy people are who rich people go to get rich. That's the best way for me to break it down. Wealth, you cannot destroy wealth.
Right.
You can give away 90% of what you make and you're still wealthy enough for the next 100 generations that come after you.
Yeah.
But rich people, like you die, all your money can be gone the next day.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't stick around. So for me, what would really matter is when it comes to, I would want to be wealthy, right? Because that to me also ties in with a legacy and what I can give and leave behind for the later generations and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But as far as, okay, what now? Then yeah. If you see this, even without not even including money, you see it happen all the time when it comes, like, let's look back in medieval times type, right? You got a really well-known warrior who's top-notch, top of his class, right? He eventually, once he achieves the level of status, that he's achieved, once he's recognized he's done everything, he's all the goals he set out to do, he then wants an apprentice, somebody to now share that with, teach, and then bring up to hopefully follow or lead in his footsteps, or even push him toward the right direction. Bring in wealth now, money. The same thing would happen eventually. Of course, you would want to influence people because now you're at this point like, okay, I've traveled the world, I've seen the beautiful things it has to offer. You do it with the people you love the most and stuff, then you actually enjoy it. But now, I want other people to enjoy this too. There's a level of when you hit this status, there's like this level of like accomplishment. You have this level of accomplishment, but you want to push others to achieve that same or similar accomplishment as well. That's what I think about it.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say after he said with that power, that's what matters, what you do with that power.
Yeah.
You either go the route of, once you get wealthy and you want the power, right? Now it depends what you do with that power that decides whether or not you're a decent human, right?
Right.
It's like you either use that power to boost people up, your family, the ones you love, you help them either boost themselves, you let them enjoy life, that sort of thing, or you become
A monster.
a monster with that power. You become extremely negative, or you try to tear people down. I think that's more of giving to people. You give your power. If you start influencing people and control, that's what that is. That's control.
Yeah.
And that's very bad. That's the two different types of wealthy people. You either go the route that you give to people, or you become a monster. And the people that become a monster are never happy with their wealth. That's the difference.
Right.
People that are over here that give, they realize the wealth doesn't mean a thing. It genuinely means nothing if you don't have anyone that you're doing it with.
Yeah.
If you don't have anyone there for you. Because the route that you went control, most likely you lost everyone on your way there. Either you tore them down, you left them behind just because that's who you are, and now you have no one and you realize your wealth means absolutely nothing.
Right.
It's useless.
Right.
Because it's all material crap. It's spiritual wealth that's important.
I got something to say to that. Wealth, in my definition of, I'm not saying I want power, like,
Yeah.
control a group of men to
Fair enough.
Let's riot. No,
Yeah.
I want the power within that is more of your net worth of with people is the relationships that you create with certain groups of people. It can be with women, it can be with men like us. We can be networked once 10, 15 years. Once we're men of status and power, we're going to be networking. And that's what it is. It's the people who decide to, when they're coming up with wealth and they decide to slash other people down, there's backlash to that. It goes back to that chart that we were looking at. Karma was on there. Yeah. Karma is real. The law of power, the law of attraction is true. And I believe in, not manipulation. I believe in...
Manipulation exists.
I believe in manifestation. Well, manipulation does exist, of course. You can manipulate somebody if you read, like, certain laws of power. There's always an aspect of manipulation going on. But the manifestation part of when you speak out something, when you say it every day, when you truly believe it and you truly want to prosper, then you actually get that wealth. Then you actually start becoming who you actually want to be.
I'm so happy you brought this up.
No, okay.
Because I had this thought the other day.
Oh, shoot.
Okay, about manifestation, okay? I'm happy you brought this up. I was not planning to talk about it. Think back 6-7 years. What was all the bitches doing? They was manifesting.
True.
They were saying on their IG stories, on their Snapchat stories.
I forgot about that.
Manifestation. Oh, I'm manifesting this. I looked at that and said, that's absolutely brain dead.
Get the fuck out of here.
Everyone made fun of these girls for doing it. Like, of course, they didn't mean it in the same way we do, right? They were talking about like little meaning.
I'm manifesting a boyfriend. Get the fuck out of here.
But I thought about it the other day. I said, were they onto something? Were they onto something? They were ahead of the curve. Because what's every man doing now? Like, not every man.
Well,
men that are like us, that like are into the motivation and stuff like that, into that side of culture now.
Mm-hmm.
The awakening. We all talk about manifestation and how manifesting is super important. I'm like, God, these girls were doing it in 7th grade. What the hell was I doing?
Yeah.
I'm way behind the curve.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had the right idea, just in the wrong aspect.
Yeah.
It goes back to like your consciousness developing.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
No, because I'm just thinking like, because people would say they're manifesting but do absolutely nothing.
And I would
Like,
make fun of them for it too.
Like, what are you
Yeah.
manifesting?
Yeah.
Like some people didn't even know the term of manifesting.
Yeah.
back
Well,
then.
yeah, but it's just like, I think it's important to say, okay, if you're gonna manifest something, put in work for that manifestation to actually take root in.
Oh,
You have
exactly.
some- That's like,
Exactly.
bro, you're trying to plant a seed in the desert.
Yeah.
You need a soil to plant
100%.
in.
But
Like,
I just thought it was interesting how the word
no, it is,
manifestation changed so much.
Yeah.
Because I used to make fun of people that would say that. And now it's turned into this really good thing for a good reason.
I mean, it was always, but
yeah, but it's just really funny how it changes. It's actually insane.
pendulum swings backwards.
Yeah.
it comes back.
It goes back,
Okay.
7 years ago that they were doing this manifestation. What were they manifesting?
Well, I was just...
Now
it was
all
more
these
than
chicks are
that.
depressed.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't work out. It didn't work out in their favor. You know.
Oh no.
Hey, yo. Anyways, I just thought that was pretty interesting. I just thought of that randomly. I was like,
But what were you talking about?
All these bitches depressed.
We were talking about wealth, yeah, health,
Yeah.
whatever.
Oh, shoot.
We all know that to better yourself, you need to actually put in the fucking work.
True.
Stop being a pussy. Get up, grind. When people hear that, they get offended. I don't understand why they get offended. Because I think I'm working, but they're not working hard enough. They don't put in the hours. They don't actually work. What does working mean? Working on your true goals. And what are your true goals? Some people say, some useless shit. I want to be a video gamer. You're going to fucking sit there on an imaginary screen and develop your skills there. But in real life, you go to talk to a chick, a 10 out of 10. Hi. Get the fuck out of here. You don't know shit.
yeah. To an extent, though, that means that your status and what's important is different. Because it's like, does status really mean how much money you have or how many women you have?
No.
That's different.
Well,
It could
Well, it's
change.
different
Right?
for everybody, yeah.
I don't think so at all. You can have status and you could be homeless, but you could still have influence and status depending on who you are. Granted, that's an extreme case, right?
Yeah.
But like, it's all
It's Dan the
all your
homeless
perspective
guy.
at the end of the day. Because if you're, let's say you're down on the strip and that one area of the strip that's all like homeless shelters and stuff. If you're the king of the homeless people, and like they all look to you and they come to you for advice and like stuff like that. Is that not status?
Give him your syringes.
Is that not status? I'm just saying, like, is status really money and bitches, or is it influence and how you change people's lives?
The status is in the shape of a triangle. You know what? It's not weird. Because you have the low degree specimens of people, and then you have the secondary, the third, the top, and then the top tier, the top of the pyramid. Status. When people say status, it means like different things. Status, celebrity.
Yeah.
Status, Dan the homeless guy. Who fucking knows?
Yeah.
Every person has a different perspective on what the fuck.
That's what I'm saying. It's all perspective because as soon as you
Yo, he's dying.
as soon as
I wonder
you
why that's so funny to me.
as soon as you get to a level you
Here, drink some water.
you never feel true. You
I thought it
never
was my water for a second.
you're never enough. No, you're never happy
Right,
if you're
true.
constantly chasing status. You'll hear any famous person say that. Oh, I'm not there yet.
No.
Like that's what a bunch of celebrities say. Like they're a huge celebrity. Like I just saw it, like Carrot Top, right? Met like Chris Rock.
That motherfucker.
And then he's like, holy shit, I just met Chris Rock. But everyone around him was like, motherfucker, you're Carrot Top. What are you talking about? You're on the same level. But that's just perspective. If you're constantly chasing this imaginary thing of status, of influence, you'll never actually reach it. You'll never actually, in your head, think you're there.
Yeah.
And I think that's really dangerous as well.
Yeah.
Because then you're never happy.
I mean, if you're chasing status, then of course, there's only a certain amount of status that you can actually qualify for, depending. You know, if you say you want to be the main person in Hollywood, go fucking ahead. You know, live your dreams or whatever the fuck. Because the status, like you said, there's different positions of status. People think differently. But if you chase a status of like, let me build myself to be the best top percent of who I able to be.
Yeah.
Because if you wake up every day with a purpose, this goes into what I'm going to be speaking about today if we have time.
Yep, go for it. Let's get going.
People wake up every day not knowing what the fuck to do. And not knowing what the fuck to do, meaning like they wake up with no plan. If you wake up with no plan, life blows you in any direction. And people say that so freely. People say that with no backlash with that, because with no plan, life is uncertainty. When you have a plan, you're more strategic. You're more optimized to succeed because you know, okay, this is gonna happen. Boom, 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 boom. I'm ready for this. All right, I'm ready. You're gonna be ready. When life hits you, you're ready. When a death happens in a family, you're ready. You're ready for anything. You're strategic. You wake up saying, I'm gonna wake up at this time. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna make sure I get this done. I'm gonna make sure I put a little bit of work into here. I'm gonna play, read a book, play some chess. And you're strategic, and you're more motivated. The motivation doesn't last forever, of course. That's when you're disciplined enough to get up. You're disciplined enough to realize, I have to do this.
Yeah.
It's not no more of, it's whatever. It's I have to do this. I have to get off the fucking game. I have to get up and work because somebody depends on you. And if nobody depends on you, congratulations, because you can build yourself, or you can fucking go fuck all. Play your video games, eat your pizza. Jack off, do whatever the fuck you want. But whoever wants actual status within themselves, I'm going to be taking up a little bit of time here. Whoever wants status within themselves, you don't need relationships. Speaking of like relationships with girls, I mean, you already built yourself into a nice man. You're a genuine, nice, respectable man. And you look good, you work out, you're respectable on every terms, but there's still more progress that we can all make individually. Aiden, he's fucking gorgeous. Look at him. He's a personal trainer. He developed a brand. I'm wearing his brand right now currently. Beast Training. You look at you. You built yourself.
You said something important there, which is status within yourself. Because that's what matters. Yeah. That's what matters. It just matters what you think of yourself and being your best self every day, not how other people perceive you.
And people think that they wake up and they're still thinking about yesterday. But yesterday will never come again unless you play the same game that you played yesterday. Not game of like video game. The same game of the same routine, the same thing that you did, the same pizza that you ate. Not the pizza, but Pizzagate.
I hope you ain't eating the same pizza every day. Fuck.
Holy shit. You get fat. I mean, who knows? But the status you chase within yourself. My brother taught me that you need to love yourself first. He just taught me that recently. And I never understood the concept because people say, you need to love yourself. But what does loving yourself mean? Loving yourself is looking in the mirror every day and thinking, wow, I'm building myself into a proud, good man that is respected by people. Maybe some people won't respect you, of course, but that's the duality of it. It's the double-edged sword. People respect you when they look at you. People respect your figure because I built myself into a good character of who I am. I was never like this. I was insecure. I was skinny. I was, acne all over my face. I had nothing that I could actually say that I'm proud of. And what goes into that is being proud of something enough to actually continue. I'm like, you look yourself in the mirror and you're not ashamed. You look, people carry their head down, they walk down, and when I look at them, I'm a little sad because it's like, you need to carry yourself proud every day. Carry yourself because you need to be better than who you were yesterday. And that's the most important thing. That's the most important thing in life, because every day you have 365 days to become better. And, some days you're not going to be the best, of course. Some days you're going to be worse. Some days you're not going to want to do it. But it's getting up every day with the same intention, with the same fire that leads you. It's like a laser. It's like a sniper. You shoot in one position, you shoot in one direction, and it goes straight. It doesn't curve. It doesn't fucking, go around walls. It goes straight. And it will continue going straight as far as you shoot it. Because you yourself individually and you, the audience, You can do whatever you want. You can become whoever you want. Don't people limit themselves usually. They put, you know, blocks in front of each other. I was speaking to my sister actually the other day, and I described it simple to her. She said that whenever she feels like, let's use the terminology of a ball, she tries to kick the ball forward, but there's always somebody there to kick it back. And then I drew a wall, and on that wall is a mirror. The only person not letting her kick that ball farther is herself.
Yeah.
There's nobody there. There's nobody there attacking you. You're the only one limiting yourself. You're the only one thinking that, oh, I'm not able to achieve this greatness. But you are, because you are more than just a figure of your physicality. You're spiritually, you're mentally. You know, people judge on who you are, character. You know, people judge you when you're first percepting them. You see somebody in the gym, they look intimidating, they look mean, but then you go up to them and you meet them and they're really nice, they're really kind, they're genuine. Like you look like an intimidating dude. You look like you would fucking size kid. But
No, what?
but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You are a genuine dude. When you get to meet you, when I got to meet you, I was like, damn, I really respect you, and I really respect you because there's a certain amount. You know, when I first met you guys, we all met up in the room and we were like, who the fuck is this? You know, you got, yeah. It happens, and it's okay.
Yeah.
You know.
I think the phrase "real" recognizes real is very true in any situation. Like, if you are building yourself up, you are giving out those vibrations. You're not ashamed of who you are. Right? You're more vibrant. You're walking with your head up. Other people that have done that themselves will recognize that and compliment you for it. Like, you see it happen in the gym all the time. Mm-hmm. Like, if you go at a time where there's actual people in the gym, you're not there at like 2 a.m. and you're alone. But if you're at a place, if you are in the gym constantly working, you are there every single day while you're there. Like I said, you work hard while you're there. People around you will notice that because you're radiating that energy. We're all energy. That's where the whole awakening things comes in. There is no difference between us, the sun, the earth, nothing.
I'm glad that you brought up that map, bro.
All energy.
Actually, yeah.
We are all energy, and if you are radiating it, other people will be able to read that energy without them realizing it.
They feel the intention, and when people are usually scared of you, or actually, because let's say I have an intention on my mind that I'm gonna hurt you, you will pick up on that, and you will understand. Wow, you know, your subconscious is gonna be like, you know, I should stay away a little bit, because you understand, like, spiritually, we all have this thing inside of us, this what is it that causes us to quick react?
Oh,
forgot, you know.
Anyways,
so it causes us to stay away from certain alleyways. You know, I'm not walking down there. It's dark as fuck. You know,
the gut feeling.
The gut feeling.
Yeah.
The gut feeling. It goes back to the prosperity Bible of the gut feeling is actually the Creator Himself, like, or the Creator within you is telling you, oh shit, be cautious, be careful, motherfucker, because you might fuck yourself up. And it goes back to the motivation thing, and you know, people carry themselves with such negative attitude. People say that they're depressed and anxious, and they're already putting these terms in the air. They're already saying, "Oh, I'm depressed." You know, I'm depressed. Your mind believes that. Your mind believes whatever you say out loud. And let's say you're listening to some suicidal song, you know, some cutting wrist or something. It's good. Your mind's gonna believe that you are, you know, clinically ill, and that's self-sabotage. And I wanted to get into this about self-sabotage. Self-sabotage is real. Self-sabotage happens when you feed that little monster inside of you, which that little monster inside of you is that demon that is lurking. And when you stay up at night thinking, I'm not good enough, I mean, you need that a little bit, but thinking, like, you feed that demon, you feed it more, and every day you wake up like, damn, I'm not where I want to be. But there's some people who wake up like, damn, I'm not where I want to be. So today's the day that I get shit done. Today's the day I get off of Netflix, I get off of Hulu, I get off of Pornhub, I get off of Camgirls. You stop all that negative things that control your mind, which plagues your mind. The modern new plague is yourself. Because that virus within yourself, that virus of saying, oh, I want to hop onto this social media, I want to scroll for hours, 5-second videos that destroys my attention span and my communication skills, makes you more anxious, makes you more depressed, makes you self-aware, self-conscious of yourself, because you see people having nice things and you look at yourself and like, I'm nobody. But there's a degree of being like, oh, I'm nobody, so who can I be? Who can I become? Who will I build myself to be? Your level 1. I want to get to level 100
Yeah.
in real life. I'm not going to play no GTA 5 to actually drive nice cars, people have a false sense of reality, thinking that everything's just going to come to them when life decides to give it to them. That's not how it works. That's really not how it works, because you're delusional at that point.
Yeah.
When delusion intercepts your mentality like that, you're so far back. You're holding yourself back. It's literally you behind yourself, pulling yourself back, and you're gonna self-sabotage. Of course, you're gonna wake up with no purpose. You're gonna go through life breezing by. Oh, I'm just gonna let life breezing by. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
But to the people out there, the viewers out there who are determined every day to wake up with a goal, like you yourself, were you always this buff guy? No.
Nope.
Were you always so handsome? Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course he was.
True. Okay. Interesting about self-sabotage that I want to connect with your previous point,
Right.
which is that gut feeling. You have to understand when that gut feeling isn't really a gut feeling. It's your subconscious being trained to do something. Because if your subconscious gets trained to every new person you see, you're afraid of them, you're afraid of talking to them. Now it's going to feel like a gut feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But sometimes you have to go out of your comfort zone. Theoretically, you have to go down that dark alley. I wouldn't go down a dark alley. What I'm saying is, if you look at someone, like in the gym, for example, you look at someone and you're afraid to ask them, like, what workout they're doing, ask them for advice or something, right? If you get this gut feeling every single time you want to talk to someone, chances are that's not the creator talking to you.
Yeah.
That's your subconscious being trained. The subconscious is a two-edged sword. You can either use it to attack or it attacks you. That's the two ways. It's either coming towards you or away. So you have to learn how to use it to your advantage. Because if you constantly let it attack yourself, I don't want to talk to this person. I'm afraid to talk to people. Now you're going to get this gut feeling anytime you want to do anything new. That goes a little bit deeper into, you have to get rid of fear.
Yeah.
You cannot be afraid of anything.
But how to get rid of that fear? Were you gonna say something?
Go for it.
No. How to get rid of that fear is by, let's say I'm scared of, not me, but let's say I put myself in the shoes of somebody who just started the gym, and they see a big guy and they're doing a good workout there, and I'm afraid to ask them because me, myself, I have no status, of course. Me, myself, that I see myself in such a little aspect and not realizing that, okay, he built himself. It probably took years. He himself built himself. He himself was probably in the same position I was. So they're afraid. You're always going to stay afraid if you never build yourself into anybody.
Yeah.
You're always not going to want to go up to that pretty girl if you're nobody.
Yep.
There's some case of you feel confident one day and you do go up to that girl, but it's not going to happen if you don't believe that you're that man. You're that guy. You wake up in the morning, you're that guy. You need to have that sense of a little bit of ego, not towards other people, but towards yourself, thinking that I'm the man. I'm going to try my best every day to be the man. I'm going to try my best, and I'm going to work out hard. I'm going to go ask that pretty girl out. If I get rejected, it's all good. You can get a million no's, but it only takes one yes.
Yeah, see, there's that balance, right? If you don't feel like you're the man, wake up every day wanting to be the man. Eventually, you'll get to the point where you realize, I'm the man, right? So somewhere down the line, your mentality will change. Somewhere, and you'll realize you're the man. Maybe you're not exactly where you want to be, but you realize you have enough ego within yourself to realize I'm important, right?
Yeah.
Then from there, your mentality changes. You're no longer thinking, I want to be the man. Now you're thinking, okay, I'm the man, but how do I keep progressing to stay the man,
right,
or become a bigger the man? You know what I mean? Your mindset will change naturally as long as you get started and really just attack the first little goal. You just have to attack the first one, and then it'll just snowball. You don't focus on this big one, like if you're hitting the gym. Don't focus on, I need to have 40-inch biceps. No, focus on first. Okay, let me gain 5 pounds this month of muscle. Like that. You need to attack the small things first. You have to break it down. And that's really helps writing down your goals, man. Yeah. Write them down somewhere, or draw a picture if you like drawing. care.
Do something.
You just got to get it down, because you'll always second guess yourself. You just have to start at the small goal, break it down. What's your main goal? Get 20 goals before that, because your big one is probably so overwhelming. No, just start with that smaller one.
And see, I don't know if you realize you did something that's actually extremely important to do, right? Even that little analogy. You say, okay, I need to gain this 5 pounds, right, in this month. The important part is not just give yourself small, give yourself small goals before your big one, right? But set a time limit too for it.
Yeah.
Because if you have a plan, you have these small goals but no time limit, you're just gonna keep procrastinating. You're not gonna get anything actually done.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. If you give yourself a week to do an essay, you're going to take a week to do the essay.
Yeah.
If you give yourself a day to do the essay, you're going to get the essay done in that day.
Right. Yeah.
Because that's what you told yourself. As long as you stick with your goals. That's important. Everything you've said, the manifestation, becoming the man, anything that you said in this entire conversation does not work if you don't hold yourself accountable.
Right. Right.
Nothing, you will not change if you are not the first one to hold yourself accountable.
Yeah.
If you need to start with someone else holding you accountable, fine. But make sure you're developing that accountability within yourself. Because if there's no self-accountability, then you're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Because there's no one else there for you but you at the end of the day.
I was gonna bring in right there. You guys have some great points that, as a man, there's females in the audience, of course, but as a man, you grew up alone. You're alone most of the time. You're alone with your thoughts, and even those smaller goals are big to you. Sometimes if you put yourself down so many times, start with even smaller goals. If you can't even fucking make your bed in the morning, get the fuck out of here.
Exactly. There's also a level to being a man, or actually in terms of that, any human.
Yeah.
If you can't even do the small stuff, you gotta get over yourself. Holy hell! What the hell is you doing?
Stop feeling bad for yourself.
Yeah.
Get the fuck up. Stop being a pussy. That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's becoming a man is you stop being a child. Not stop having fun. It's more like stop feeling bad for yourself. Who
As
the
a
fuck
man-
is gonna keep you accountable? Nobody.
Exactly.
Nobody.
As a man, you have to account for yourself, and there are people depending on you as a man. That's how it works. No matter how much society wants to tell you that social norms are changing, they will not change. It will never change. You are to be held accountable, and that's a good thing. And there are people that depend on you, so get it done.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, you will be rewarded for getting it done. It's not like you're unloading yourself to all these people. It's like, no, if you do the stuff that these people are depending on you to do, you will be rewarded for it too. You will see yourself grow. You'll see that you'll start get rich or wealthy, whatever floats your boat, I guess.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, because you will be rewarded for putting in that good work that a man needs to do, regardless of what that is. Whether you're picking up garbage outside, garbage men make decent salaries, bro. I'm gonna keep it
But
static.
to feed the family,
Like, bro, if you at the end of the day, you can go be a garbage man. How much do they make? Like 60, 70? I don't know. They make
it's
an
more
hour.
than- No, probably.
Oh, no. 1,000 a year. 60, 70,000.
70K.
Yeah. Garbage men make very good money. It's like even...
You don't see me out there.
Actually.
See, that's the whole thing that goes into status, though. Like, garbage men are considered bad status, but, like, it's like...
I'm the best damn garbage man out there.
I'm like, bro,
Right.
making 60, 70K a year. Like,
That's the short
that's
end
the
of
thing.
the scale,
It's weird. Anyways, societal norms will never change.
Well, what is society pushing right now? Society is pushing, like, you need to be more feminine, right? You need to cry sometimes, right? Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Who said this? Andrew did, right? He said,
I don't know.
let me tell you before. I think you guys know. He said, society tries to push men to be more fragile. And what does society of men of fragile mean? What happened to Rome, right? They enjoyed their time. Men they weren't fucking anymore, and then they got taken over. Boom, all your men came into business. And I'm not saying that you're not supposed to feel your feelings, but I'm saying more of like, you have a duty as a man to protect your family. And if it takes working as a garbage man, if it takes being a fucking mailman, then it takes to feed your fucking families. People depend on you. And if nobody depends on you, back to saying that, congratulations. then you can go fuck off.
Yeah.
But if you really want something, and you can depend on yourself, honestly, you can wake up and be like, I need to get this shit done because, you know, I'm not trying to be a garbage man anymore. I'm not, you know, 70 G's is low on the scale. If, in all honesty, 70 G's a year. What is that? That's not even a house. You
Yeah,
know,
I mean, that's mindset. You know what I
You-
mean? Some
you
people, but like some people are,
I'm okay with that.
you could be happy with that.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you have the other things in your life in order. If you have a good family, that money doesn't mean anything to you anymore. That's why like the materialistic is such a bad baseline for yourself, because you'll meet someone that has gained way more out of life, spiritually, physically, mentally. Someone that makes less money than a rich person that never got their mental right. So there's like levels to it.
I met I used to skate outside all the time. I used to meet very kind, genuine people when I used to be out there. I met some homeless dude. He was pure, you know.
Yeah.
And there's some people out there that are pure. He had no money. He was broke, and he was still giving me good inspiration. He's still maybe not to be homeless, but like for life.
You
in
can
general.
take something from everyone.
He was telling me like, because I gave him a water bottle. I saw him, you know, I skated with a bunch of waters. Like, you know, I gave him one. And then I was like, so how did this happen? Life did happen. Sometimes people don't have family members to depend on to take them in. Sometimes, you know, shitty situations. But he was telling me, you know, honestly, living your life being genuine, like even giving somebody a water bottle like that, you're being genuine. You're taking people in and you're giving them your energy, and that energy stays within them, and they feel that. And when they want to be around you, when they look at you, they're like, okay, I can be myself around this person. I can honestly take information. I can listen to them for an hour and a half like this podcast and actually learn something and get something out of this.
Yeah.
You know? And I've met a lot of people, a lot of shitty people. You know, we can get into that if we wanted to, but shitty people are there with shitty mindsets. You don't want to hang around that.
Yeah.
You know, you want to stay away from that. I'll rather hang out with you guys, you know, because you guys have some good mindsets. You guys think about family. I love that. You know, I love my family so much that the reason why I want to become rich, because I want to show them the luxuries. You know, I was talking to my brother about this. My brother's a genuine dude. He taught me everything I know, you know, basically. So I have, you know, you have respect for people that are genuine. And, you know, you're not going to want to give somebody respect if you know, okay, you're a dickhead. I'm not going to respect you. You know, you look at me, you're being a dickhead, you make fun of me. Even if it's like, it's not making fun of you, that's the problem. It's like more of like downgrading you. You're like, you know the jokes come from somewhere, and you know it's not genuine.
Yeah.
I'm not going to make fun of you. If we're busting around like the boys, I'm fucking, you know, I'm not going to make fun of you.
Yeah.
You know, only if you're fucking around. But if you're genuinely saying that, then you're going to understand that, okay, you're a dickhead.
Yeah.
I'm going to stay away from you.
Yeah, I think that's, at the end of the day, that's more important than status will ever be, is you know you have respect from the people around you, you're a respectable person, you're a genuine person. That's more important than status could ever make you.
Yeah. I would agree, honestly. Yeah. That's why status is different for everybody. It's just what do you... I think it's important, if you're going to chase status, identify what your version of status means.
Yeah, I agree.
If that's what you really want to chase in life, what does that mean? And then probably write that down or something. So when you get to that point, it's not like you're constantly chasing something that will never come. You'll realize, okay, I'm at this point now. I've achieved what I need. So you can take some type of gratification in that instead of this endless cycle of nothingness within you.
You're just chasing. You're chasing. You never get anywhere with chasing, honestly. Maybe chasing your goals, but...
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just like, there's a danger... The pendulum swinging with this whole... What time is it?
8:30.
It's a good-ass combo.
Sheesh.
Do we continue? Real quick. Let's just do this real
Go for
quick.
it.
There's an issue that I have with the motivational content. It's the pendulum. It came at a good time.
Yeah.
Like, I started watching Jordan Peterson years ago. Years. Probably right when he started. Because he's been at clinic. He said he's been doing it for like 6 years or so. Like the actual online version of it.
Okay.
And I've been watching him for at least 5 years. So I started right at the beginning. You know, that sort of thing. And now the motivation is at its highest peak right now, for sure.
Right.
Like people taking it in, that sort of thing. I have an issue. The pendulum is swinging. It's swinging too far with this motivation stuff, I think, to an extent. It's becoming genuinely dangerous again. There's a level of, yes, you want to chase your goals. Yes, you want to do these things. But there's almost a level, what's happening now is you're tearing other people down and being negative about not chasing your goals. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's like the entire point of the motivation is to be positive. Let's uplift.
Right.
But the pendulum's swinging because it's become mainstream now. Mm-hmm. And negativity is way easier than positivity, where the motivation stuff is becoming actually negative. It's kind of interesting. I don't know if you guys have noticed that. But I see a lot of negativity on motivation. Like the gym videos, for example. Mm-hmm. You know, get up, you're useless. I'm like, okay, it's swinging too far now. Yeah. It's the pendulum, bro. But it's just like, it's kind of interesting. I want to get your guys' take on that because, I don't know. It's just interesting to me to see where it went.
I mean, I think too much of anything could be dangerous, honestly.
Right.
So I can definitely see that. I hear that all the time, actually, different type of gym videos and stuff like that, where they break you down almost to motivate you to go in now. When it's like,
that was never the point of motivation. Yeah. Motivation and chasing your dreams is all about positive energy.
Yeah, not this negative part that just came in God knows where.
Yeah.
And just
because it got too popular. That's what happened.
Yeah. Negativity. Yeah, too much of anything is bad. Yeah. Honestly, I do see those gym videos. I see it. Get the fuck up, you useless sack of shit.
Yeah, it's like,
what did I do?
That's an extreme example.
I'm in bed and fucking.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Just woke up, dude.
Motherfucker, I already went to the gym. Shut up.
You didn't do enough.
Yeah. But see, that's actually something that's interesting. Is the motivation stuff has went to the point where you're never enough. And I think that's dangerous too.
Well, I told you before the stream that I saw, because we live in Vegas, shout out to Vegas.
Yeah.
I saw David Goggins running the other day. If you live in Vegas, you know how cold it was on that one certain day that came.
Yeah.
Yeah,
bro, motherfucker, he was out there running, shirtless, getting it on. And when you see somebody...
Dang it.
Yeah, when you see
somebody...
Why
didn't I do that?
Imagine, when you see somebody of influence actually getting at it and you see them in person, you're like, holy shit. He's about it. Then it's gonna want to push you to.
Because that's actual positivity.
You know,
getting stuff done. Like David Goggins is different because he has the influence, but he's using it for good. Yeah. Like he's telling you to get up and do it, but in a positive way. He's telling you to open your eyes. You know what I mean? He's not telling you, oh, if you don't get up and run, you're useless. If you don't get up and run for 5 miles, you're not doing enough. You can't achieve your goals that way. There's a level of it that is becoming almost toxic. I hate using that word because it's overdone.
Yeah.
But the motivation stuff is actually getting toxic, and it's going to turn people away.
It depends, if it gets too bad. I mean, those gym videos when you do see, it's not too bad.
That was an extreme example. That was just the first thing.
It's not like he's saying like. It's not like they're saying like you're a fucking Nazi if you don't do that.
Yeah,
like
it's I was just using that as an example. That's crazy.
There's always gonna be extremeness to everything.
True.
That's really saying.
That is crazy.
That's really saying.
There's always gonna be a group of people that in one side that are extreme, like the right.
Yeah.
Everything's right nowadays.
Yeah.
Nothing. But when people look at the left, it's like, oh, the LGBTQ, rainbow, everything, there's always positive and negative.
Yeah, I just want to get your guys' opinions on that about the motivation stuff because I've been noticing that recently. Where I don't even want to see motivational stuff because I'm like, this isn't motivation stuff, man. This isn't what it's about. This isn't about improving anymore. Yeah. This is about tearing people down that aren't enough, and now you're hurting their ego, and now you're doing exactly what you don't want to do, which is tear people down.
There's one last thing I wanted to talk about. It's about social media. We're on a social media platform, of course. But what does social media do? What was it meant for when it first started, social media?
Network.
Of course. People. To talk to your friends. And what has social media... Even if you look at good, positive concepts of social media, but if you scroll through it for hours of 5-second, short-term, 10-second, 15-second videos, what is that doing to your brain? What is that honestly doing to your brain? It's not giving you... It's loading too much information to you that you will not process it because... How long does your brain take to process information? It doesn't take it's not instant, but it's not that slow too. But you're scrolling, you know, you see money, you see chicks, you see, you know, get after it, gym videos. But it destroys you. Literally, I tried sitting down, like it happens to me too. I tried sitting down for like an hour or two to study. But you know, your phone is calling you. Your phone's right here and it's whispering your name, is saying, hop on social media. And what do you catch yourself doing? You know, at night, you know, that's all you're doing. Yeah. And it's really upsetting because, like, imagine seeing yourself in perspective of just, this is all you're doing. Like, imagine somebody walks in on you. You don't see them. And all you're doing for hours.
Yeah.
Mindless zombies. That's all it is.
Unfortunately,
you know?
It's no longer social media. That's just the name for it.
Yeah.
The reason it's not social media anymore is because money got involved. That's unfortunately how it is. Yeah. When when these social media sites started allowing, I'm not saying it's a bad thing because it's allowing people to be self-employed, like that sort of thing. But once the social media sites got money involved, now it's no longer about hanging out with your friends and posting, you know.
Yeah.
It's about, okay, how can I develop and make money? So it's just all manipulation. Yeah. It's just really sad. And I also think maybe that's part of it. It's called social media. Being social is considered a good thing. Yeah. Good connotation. So social media, it can't be that bad.
The other day, I saw a kid, actually, he was around 5. Before, you know, when you're 5, your imagination is crazy. It's way better than what social media can offer you. And what was he doing? All I saw him doing was scrolling through social media. And as a young growing kid, and that's all you surround yourself with, who are you gonna become? You're not gonna have a self opinion. All the opinions that you think will not be yours. But
you know, okay, sorry, this just reminded me. I refuse to let my kid be an iPad kid.
Oh yeah.
I know we run out of time here. Probably should bring it up next episode actually. I'll run through it quick. So there was a study, I think, right? I don't remember when it was done. I don't remember if we talked about it on the show or not. But basically, they took X amount of children, right? And I guess they did a test or whatever to see how many of them will be considered a genius, right? Mass majority of them were considered, by definition, a genius, which is the way they creatively find ways to solve problems, right?
Yeah. Creatively.
Then they take that same group of kids and test them later on when they're like in like middle school or whatever, right? Drop down like by 50% of it. Then when they became adults, there's only like 2 or 3 of them now that are actually still considered to be a genius. And it's because of the way the way both school system and society set it up. Now you're all just following the exact same BS, exact same patterns of everybody else. You're not using your mind actually.
Welcome
to creative.
The rat race.
Yeah. You know? I don't know why you just say you bringing up the whole little iPad baby thing just reminded me of that. I'm just like, holy yeah. Sorry,
I agree.
But that's crazy.
Well, because the school system teaches you how to do things the way they want it to. It's not like you solve problems the way you want to. They want you to. It's not like you actually solve the problem.
Like if you get the right, if you use a different formula, let's say in math, but
you
didn't use this theory. Yeah. Get the fuck out of here, teacher.
I got the right answer.
Yeah, you're making fucking
that's the issue.
$30K a year. Get the fuck, you can suck my.
And see, that's YouTube? The issue. I don't get why.
True.
It doesn't matter how you get the answer, as long as you got the answer.
Yeah. Well,
like, it has to be this way, son.
Like that's what I hated. I found like I can't remember what it was. I found like this really quick, easy way to figure out the answer. They said, "No, I want you to show you the answers by doing this method." And stuff. Well, that's how you destroy creativity.
Next week, bring some stuff on the system. Research it a little bit.
Okay.
Research the system. We'll do a full. Maybe a little bit of a show for like we break down the system. What do you think?
I'm down.
I'll try. I got you.
I'm gonna just bring up this last point after this. We're gonna because this one goes on.
It
was a great conversation.
Yeah, great for sure. It's great. I love it.
So since I was the last one in school, I realized I was there. I was physically there. I was a social normie. Like I didn't talk to nobody. I did my own thing. I was fucking stock trading on my phone, making money. But it was my last year, and I was like. I was seeing all the bullshit and the media and the food that they were giving us, and I was like, this is jail. I am in prison. Yeah. Mentally, physically, emotionally, I am in a fucking cell with these fucking other kids. Yeah. 29 kids from one teacher, and in a different room behind me, in a different room behind them, in a different room multiple 3,000 kids in this same building getting taught the same shit, and are gonna probably get taught the same shit in another 5 years, another 6 years, 7 years, 7. You know, it takes 15 years to brainwash a society. Of course,
Yeah.
my brother said that, or yeah, he heard that, and I'm like, they brainwash us. They're fucking, you know, they're milking our energy. We're in the Matrix, literally.
Yeah.
I was getting tortured because I was by myself, and people were looking at me like, who the fuck is that kid?
Yeah.
Like, what is he gonna do? And I'm out.
Yep.
Boom. Like, you know, getting my GED, making money. Fuck them people. Fuck those kids. You know,
Fuck them.
fuck my generation because,
Yeah.
you know, accept the Matrix. Go ahead, live in that reality. I don't want to be, you know, giving some chick a Valentine's Day card on, you know, in school.
Yeah.
Hi, crush. You know, being scared, being socially anxious of people, even though, you know, people judge me of my age, and people are, what does he know? What I know more than you, motherfucker. Judge me on, you know, my characteristics and how I speak and how I carry myself. Then I understand. But if you're gonna judge me on my age, on how I look, go ahead.
Yeah.
Underestimate me, underestimate my abilities, and I know you guys felt that too. So when I'm sitting there, when I'm 20 in my 20s, when I'm chilling, 6 figures, 7 figures making every month. Let's see teachers.
Yeah.
Simple.
Hey,
But that's
enough.
end.
That's the motivation, man.
But yeah.
Do you guys have anything else I wanted to say? Or
I'm
add?
good.
I'm wearing Beast Training. Aiden
Shout
made
your
this.
stuff out.
Hold
Shout your
on.
stuff out.
Beast Training. Aiden is a personal trainer. I want you guys to go follow him, ask him for information on how to increase your status as a man. He's very intelligent. He's a very guy that I want to network myself with and keep myself incorporated with him. Tyrone, it's nice speaking to you all the time. Me, myself, I have created a brand named Rare Soul Society. All you guys need to do is search up raresoulsociety.com or go to my Instagram, Very Rare Soul. It says it in my name. My name is Skylar James. It was nice seeing you guys, and I'll see you guys next time, okay?
You have a good day.